What up, though? We back.
Hello, Detroit.
Welcome to my life.
Whoever would have thought.
So, man, you just said that you got shot.
Yeah. I took one.
How that happened, man?
It wasn't for the team. Robbing somebody, a cop.
Robbing a cop.
I told you, man. I love them, man. It was. I can't remember what day of the week it was, but I know it was a payday for them, and I know when they got paid, where they hang out at, where they drink at. So I knew my man lived around the corner. I go sit around there. My girlfriend's brother wanted to go with me. That's a wrap. One thing I don't need is no co-partner. I don't need nobody trying to snitch on me behind my back. No, I'm good. Not to say he would have, but the thing is, and he was young, so I dissed him. Went around there, waited by the garage. My man come on in. Went in the garage, did his little thing, getting ready to come out of his garage. I walk up through there. Wow. You already know what time it is. That's round number 4. That was the 4th time I got him. So I don't know how his drunk ass, me being overconfident or whatever, he whipped his piece out. We went to fight. He closed one arm. Pow, got me in the lowest pelvis. Ooh, that hurt. We went to fighting. Body slamming. Pulled my knife off my hip, and I went to cutting him. He wouldn't let him go, so I just started stabbing him. When I stabbed him the second time, reflex did this. I took the gun, stood over him, grabbed my pain, and looked at him. I'm telling you, his eyes were about this big. He looked at me. He knew he had one coming. You gave me one, I got to give you one. Pow! I took off and ran. Now, my cousin stayed a couple of blocks down on the corner house. I ran down there and sat on her porch. A few seconds later, kid you not, police cars getting it, going to here. So I said, whoa, my God. I'm sitting there. I put my hand down there to see how much blood I had. Didn't have no blood. That made me panic, think I was bleeding internally. I got up, tried to go in the house where my cousin that was at, and my legs just gave out. They gave out, so I crawled in the house. I'm a big joker. I used to be a big old jokester. So everybody said, man, quit playing, get up off the floor, blah, blah, blah. I said, I've been shot. They said, man, get up off the floor. I heard somebody in the background saying, I did hear some shots. So then they looked at me again. They seemed to act me in my face, I guess, and they see the pistol hanging out my pocket. And like, he got a gun in his pocket, So my brother stayed 2 blocks over. He run over there, panicking, get him the gun and the knife. I tell him to stick it in the freezer to hide it. What he do? Take it outside and dump it in the hedges. What did the police find first? The gun and the knife. So that was how I got shot. Out there doing what I shouldn't have been doing. And behind that, I served 6 years in prison.
Did you suffer any mental health
From that,
you got shot?
no. From that, no. I think I'm still. No, I'm still there. Nah, I'm 6 years. Taught me a lot. Like I said, I went in there. A dumbass came out. I made them pay for my education. So I can't be too dumb.
So what they charged you for when you did that 6 years?
They tried to do the armed robbery and couldn't because they only found his gun. They never found my gun. Remember, I went in the garage with one. They never found my gun, but they found his gun. So they tried to charge me with armed robbery, which they couldn't because, according to them, my lawyer, I didn't come to the scene with the gun. So it was unarmed robbery that converted over. And then I had the assault with intent to do great bodily harm, which they ended up dropping, So I still ended up with 6 years. But we spent some money for that lawyer.
That's how you only did 6 years
That's how I
for
did
shooting a
6.
cop?
For shooting a cop. 1982. Man, that's a. Woo! July wasn't a good year. wasn't good for me at all that year.
So you went to prison for 6 years.
For what should have been an armed robbery it was assault with intent to do great bodily harm, no less than murder, felony, firearm. It dropped a felony firearm, and everything else was almost still on the table. So after all that, I could have just smacked that lawyer in the mouth and just took the cop from the beginning.
What was the cop?
The cop was fired.
What?
The cop was fired, but I thought, I'm not gonna do no 5 years, nigga. Come on now, I'm 22, I'm almost about to be 23 years old. I can't see 5 years in the future. I can't see 5 years in the future. So I didn't want the 5 and ended up with 6. You know, so that's how the system goes. You know, you buck the system, they make you pay for it also.
For sure. And we know a lot of people that said forget the cop and try to fight it and end up getting more than the cop was.
Yeah, because you're making the state pay all and the city put all that money into fighting that case. They gotta get their money back. How's they gonna make? They got to get theirs back.
But they making damn near 100 times what they spent.
Yeah. And then it costs what it costs to keep a man in jail. Oh, by the way, I want to thank you taxpayers for giving me this damn good ass education I got too.
So after the 6 years, you came home.
After 6 years, yep. 6 years and 7 months.
You came home and went to.
Did the dumb thing all over again.
Okay, let's go back a little bit. How was prison for you?
It was straight. I mean, I guess you could. As far as prison goes, I mean, I had a couple of altercations that wasn't serious. I kept money in my pocket, kept money on my books, I had my own clothes. I just didn't like traveling. I didn't like going across that fucking Mackinac, you know, at all.
Oh, so they sent you up north?
Oh man.
Across the Mackinac
Oh
Bridge.
yeah. And then when it was time to come home, was the worst. When they sent me old Jibaway. Let me tell you, when I got off the bus and the snow was already to my neck, and this white man came out with his work shirt on, the short sleeve work shirt, with a big ass swasher shirt tattooed on his arm, I knew I was in trouble.
Mm.
I was in trouble.
What was the most reckless thing you've seen in the prison?
Oh, when they stole that dude's shoes.
What dude? Okay, tell us that. Tell us what happened that day.
I came from the child hall, working in the child hall. Child hall just cleaned up. We closed child hall up, and I came across the line, and when I got to my unit, I don't know what made me look back, but I looked back. Two something. The guy's name is two something. It'll come to me, but I looked back, and all I seen was this guy. I don't know what he had on a belt or something, but he had a 2-pound weight on something, some kind of cord. And he was swinging it overhead like this here. And he hit my man in the head. And man, I'm telling you, blood just, I mean, from my unit to where he was at was a nice distance. And I seen blood just like, the guy went down and all he took was my man's shoes.
Why he take his shoes? What was the story? You ain't hear the story about that?
Never heard it. Oh, I never heard it. And the guy that took the shoes, they instantly got him off the compound. They put him in a whole new, they moved him straight instantly. He didn't even go to the hole. They put him on a bus and got him the hell up out of there. So I figured that dude must have been somebody. And that dude that he hit must have been somebody. Cause I ain't never seen nobody get transferred that quick. Never, ever, ever. Never. And now, like I say, I did 6 years. Damn.
And where you was at when that happened?
That was in Kinross.
Where Kinross at?
That's up north.
That's across the Mackinac?
Yeah, that's across that old Mackinac by Sault Ste. Marie.
What level of prison?
That's what, 2? That's a small butter. And the hard one when I was in was what? I would say Jackson. But I was only there for like a month. Then I left there and went to Ionia. Then I left there and went to the Dunes. Then I left there. I go out to the Dunes. Kinross. And then I started going farther up north. When I went to Barriga, then I came back down to Jackson. And from there I got discharged. Did all that in 6 years and 7 months.
For sure.
Got my education too. If you take your dumb ass in there, get you a freaking education. Don't come out the same way you went in. First of all, don't go. But don't come out the same way you went in.
For sure, for sure.
I know how to do upholstery, which I just showed you. This chair and that stool right there. I got auto body repair and paint, and I got small engine repair. Oh, did I mention my GED? In case I didn't. You think I'm coming out like I went in? Then you are done. Whatever you do for people, do the right thing.
For sure.
On that note, we're going to sign out. Love you, Detroit.